All right, so we just got through doing a little demo of just some of the different websites that we can browse out there to try to find specific information on different things. And another way for footprinting and reconnaissance is to try to go out and look at specific jobs for different types of devices or equipment or software that they may be using. Why would we want to find out Whois information? Anyone?
Find their IP address range, what areas you can scan.
Yeah, and not only that, but who registered it, what what email. You could look at the suffix on the email or the domain, and you could look at the nomenclature of the to the left of the @ sign to figure out if Ben McGee is for a company, and then we know the nomenclature is first initial first name and then entire last name, then we can probably shoot in the dark and send an email to bmcgee at whatever.com, and boom, it's probably going to get delivered to them. But also, it has usually, unless people pay a little bit extra to hide it, or they're smart enough to know people are scouring for it. It also has some interesting information with uh, specific phone numbers and addresses and those sorts of things. So uh, another thing that we can do is have this competitive intelligence gathering, and that really can shoot people in the foot if you put a little too much information out there on your website. I know oftentimes one of the biggest questions that I get for our courses that we offer is how much, and why don't you publish the prices out there on the website? Well, and I've been teaching for a little over 9 years now, and for the past 4 years I've owned my company here and teaching this way, and there's a competitor in town here who actually will take my courses and try to resell them based off of whatever price they can get for them, and then they come to me and the day before and plead to me to say, hey, I got 5 people, let's make a deal. And the first time it was a little bit of just trying to be nice, and well, maybe we can work something out. And after thinking about it for a night or a couple of days, I was really flattered. But no, you go pound sand. I mean, you undersold the different classes. You need to go out and find an instructor who can teach it for you for pennies on the dollar, and it not only specifically for training, but I mean, if you have a prototype that you're developing uh, that is interesting, that one of the things that we see is that somebody pushes a picture of something up there, and hey, with the a lot of the technology that we have now, we can zoom in on images and deduce certain things from USB inputs, or whether or not somebody has a FPGA or Raspberry Pi or whatever they're using to make that magic happen. So quite interesting, some of that information that we see out there. But just like one of you guys said, we can locate the network range. We can find the Whois information as well. So if we went out to a couple of different places out here, and it's important for you to at least take a look at this. One of them is Smart Whois. You can go out and play with that tool and download that. I guess it would be nice if I could actually spell. But this is a pretty cool tool that I've used before. And you can go and download. There's a lot of open source stuff that you can do as well. Like just Whois. So for instance, if we wanted to go in here and say www.cyberprotects.com, we can find out the information on cyberprotects.com, and you can see that it was created January of 2012. Updated it, I guess, January of 16. That's nice. And for this particular entity here, there's really nothing that's published on this website, which is by design for me. But I mean, if you go out to somebody else, let's say, like, I don't know, HudsonAlpha.org. They're a research company or research institute here in town. You can see that here's this guy's name. He registered it. That's their address. He put his phone number in there. There's his email. So if we wanted to shoot him an email, we can go ahead and fish. And the neat thing about a lot of these Whois, you can actually consume this as a web service and be able to write some Python code or some PHP code or JavaScript or something, and go out and consume this web service to be able to pull all of this data down and extract certain elements within the data set like this. And then if you had an email queued up where you wanted to spam, that's how that stuff works, and it happens all the time. We see it all the time. So keep that in mind.